you better make way. Open up your ears and let the word spray. Hey, hey, did you hear the noise? Something just exploded. There's a mushroom, have you noticed? Geek Blast, clear out the pad. Gizmo's throwing caca and Chewbacca is a rat. Hey, what? Better call your dad. Something has been growing underneath the doormat. Geek Blast.
Welcome back, geeks, nerds, and dweebs alike. I'm Mike.
I'm Toombs.
And you're listening to Geek Blast on
Corrosive Radio.
And, of course, we got James over in the UK.
Hello.
James, me lad.
James, me laddie. How you doing over there?
I'm fine.
Good. Tonight we got a special treat for you guys. We spoke to this gentleman right after the con. And, well, we have Mike... The Borg, is that what you call yourself?
The Borg 9, yeah.
The Borg 9. Here tonight, and this is the gentleman that is going to have Kevin Smith do his wedding for him. And he's live tonight in studio. So we're doing a little trial run with Mike to see, if he could become one of the Geek Blast teammates. But
we locked Kevin Smith in the closet.
So we're going to be talking with Mike a little bit so you guys can get to know him. And also we have Stinkfist is back on tonight doing a Twitch thing with, what game was it again?
I'm doing Destiny, the trial run.
The trial.
Yeah.
So you're playing the demo of Destiny.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
Stop saying trial run. It's a demo.
How many hours I put in that game, man.
Terrible game.
Terrible game.
Awful. It's
I
atrocious.
freaking love it.
And it's misleading.
Oh, no. I put about 100 hours into it, man.
Life is misleading.
Great marketing campaign. Misleading
I
game.
love the game. Love it. I mean, I know it fell short in some areas, but I mean, it's the most addicting thing I've played in probably 10 years.
Then why shouldn't I be playing it then?
You should play the full game. The demo, I mean, you probably breeze through in half an hour, you know. You really don't get it. You don't really get a taste of the game by playing the demo. I mean, you taste it by playing 40 hours. You know, then you understand what it is.
Get the full taste.
Yeah.
So it literally takes me 3 days to understand that this game is good.
Yes. Yes, about that.
All right.
Did you play the raid?
No.
Then you have no idea.
I mean, I played it at a friend's house, but I couldn't get through it. I thought I was playing Halo, but that's what the commercial told me. And I was not aware that I was playing an MMO style shooter.
Halo. Yeah.
And I was all confused.
If you don't like upgrading and all that other stuff.
I do, but I'm all by myself tackling this giant monster dude, and this guy is running around the screen. I'm like, yo, bro, help me. And I'm just there by myself. I'm like, this game is ridiculously hard for no reason, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I'm returning this.
Oh, so that's why it sucked. Because you couldn't.
He had a bad experience.
No, because I got no friends on Xbox. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Help me. I'm just here trying to talk to strangers. This guy's from Britain. No offense, James. And he's like, he's like, sorry, mate. And I was like, all right, whatever, man. And I was like, we won the war both times. So, and then he goes off on his merry way and disappears. So I was like, I can't stake Destiny. I'm done.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have it on Xbox One, or I would hold your hand, my son. Hold your hand through the greatness of it all. Well, you got to play the raid to fully understand the game.
Yeah, it is a good game. I like it. So moving along here, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of tonight's show. We do shout-outs, which I'll get into in a minute. We're going to do an intro to... Say your nickname again, Mike?
The Borg 9.
Smorgasbord.
The Borg 9. The intro to
Does that have anything to do with Smorgasbord?
No. Just... I'll get into it.
Yeah, to let us know. So we're gonna spend a little time with Mike. He'll tell us about himself, and then we're gonna get into comic talk with James over there in the UK. Hopefully, he does give us a little more info than last week, James.
Mike, where'd your cat
I'm sorry.
go?
I hope I last longer this time.
I put that pussy in the closet.
Mike, where'd that cat go?
With Kevin Smith?
Yeah, with Kevin Smith.
He rusted my pen.
And then tonight, instead of doing some Star Wars lessons, I'm actually we're gonna talk about the Star Wars trailer. I don't know who's seen it, who hasn't.
I did.
I saw the actual official one. I thought the fan-made one was better than the official.
I thought so too. Yeah, but
you know what I was talking about afterwards,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So after we're going to talk about Star Wars a little bit, and then we're going to get into the movie quotes. I think Danny's going to call in from JKA. He's going to give us a little information what's going on in the Jedi Knight Academy world. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about some more space stuff. You guys probably got bored last time when I was talking about the the Rosetta. But
comet?
there's some new things happening, so I want to talk about it.
Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. Then Toombs is going to jump into his travel guide and tell us some news and game reviews and what he does best. And then we're going to have our Geekly Desire. And everybody knows... Meow. Everybody knows that the Geekly Desire is just what a geek desires. Just tell us what you want.
Yeah.
If you guys want to call in and contribute, it's 201-580-3712 is the number to call in at any time. We'll take your call. So let's get into... Oh, the shout-outs. That's what I'm forgetting things.
Jesus, Michael.
So, first off, we want to thank Mickey over to Batcave Comics. He's been a big proponent in a couple of things we're doing on the side in the background. So we got some things going on with him. If you guys are in need, check him out, thebatcavecomics.com. Also, check out our Facebook page. Rabbit is back on the Facebook page, so she's always a good laugh. She gives you a good laugh. Check out those. Then we have two other pages that we've always been running: the Nerd Cave and DC versus Marvel, which is basically like a mashup thing. If you have two characters from two different universes that you want to see fight, put them there, and we'll talk about them. So. Other than that, I mean, our shout-outs are pretty much done. And, of course, we always shout out Corrosive Radio for letting us broadcast on their wonderful station, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pure music. And also you catch Burnt Films, 2 o'clock Sundays. Check them out. And so let's get into the... Mike, tell us about yourself, man. What's in your life?
25, Libra, long walks on the beach. Don't go in the water. You
don't like sharks?
No. I saw one once about 25 feet away from me when I was 10 years old in Florida. I didn't go to the beach until I was about 18.
All right.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Traumatizing.
Traumatizing. All right. That's good. It's a good start.
Come to England. No sharks.
Yeah, but I got to cross an ocean full of them to get there. Sorry, buddy.
Wait, England doesn't have sharks?
No.
What do you have, sir? Octopuses?
Jellyfish.
Is it an octopi?
You're a jelly.
Octopi?
I don't know.
Yep, it is octopi, but we just have jellyfish.
Just jellyfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mike, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're into? I know you're into Magic, right? You're into those card games.
I still got my original decks.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering actually following the World Championships right now in France. That's why I asked how far time zone-wise it was from you, James. So we've been watching that early in the morning, into that. Comics, man, sci-fi movies, TV shows.
Mike, I gotta ask you real quick before I forget, because I'm gonna definitely forget about it. The Magic the Gathering cards, the originals, are they worth anything?
How original are we talking about?
The originals that came out.
Was it 90s?
In 93?
Yeah, the first line. I have a great deal of those.
Anywhere from $10 to $5,000-$6,000.
What?
For one card.
Toombs, you might be sitting on a gold mine and you don't even know
If you have a Black Lotus with a black border, you're looking at, depending on the condition, close to $10,000.
Black Lotus with black border.
Yeah, if you have the white border one, it's about $2,000 to $3,000.
What?
If you have any
of
the lands, those are about $2,000, $3,000. If you have white border, they're a few $100, depending on which ones you have. Any of the Moxes, they're several $1,000s.
I think next week I'll bring my collection. And you should take a look at them and tell me if I got something.
Never told you how much they were worth.
I would have never thought, bro. God damn, I wish I didn't put them in that black garbage bag. I should have probably took care of them. I have some in plastic cards and covers and shit. They were worth something at the time when they came out, so...
If you have anything unopened, that can fetch several $1,000s. If you have an open box or like a tournament starter deck, you can get 10 to 20 grand, depending on what it is. The unopened box
of Grayskull.
Unopened box of beta is going for about $20,000.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Wow, I would have never thought they would have been worth money like that.
That's one-ups for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I wish at 1993 I was smart enough to realize investing into these cards.
Yeah,
there's a Magic stock market type deal with cards and price fluctuation.
Right.
So you can go online and see how much cards are worth, and they're actually like an investment.
Wow, man. Yeah, I still got the original little books that told you how to play.
So I mean, you can. There's people out there that'll buy those.
Wow.
And even original boxes and original
the stones
art.
and everything, all that stuff.
Yeah, depending on what you have. If you have, because back then they did a lot of merchandise to promote the game.
Right.
If you have a lot of those things, they're worth a couple dollars, a couple $100, depending on what you have.
Wow, man. Wow. All right.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Mike?
Nobody wants to play. Nobody can dedicate the time to actually do it. I always wanted to.
So you never have, though?
No, I've seen people play it. I've tried, attempted, but I never actually did it.
Is it? It is definitely similar to Magic, though, right? I've played Dungeons and Dragons, but I've never played Magic.
It was made to play in between D&D matches because certain people would stay there, or D&D games or whatever they're called.
Right.
Kind of like a quick pick-me-up, and it got so popular that it took off on its own. But it has D&D elements into it, and the fantasy lore is into it.
Right, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I used to be huge into D&D when my brother was playing it, and then it was my brother and all his older friends would play, and I'd be like, "Can I play? Can I play?" And they'd be like, "Get the hell out of here, kid! You can't play this game." And I was always, the younger brother, but I always wanted to get into it, but never really got into it. I was always I was always in that lore kind of the lore of Dungeons and Dragons,
I've played offshoots of it. There's a superhero one called Mutants and Masterminds.
Right.
I played that one where you make a superhero character and it's same premise, and you got to have a good DM. If you don't have a good DM, the game's gonna suck.
For you out there that don't know what a DM is, Dungeon Master,
Storyteller too.
Yeah.
Brendan, don't be scared. Just run full-fledged. Don't be scared of this game. Trust me, especially in the beginning like this. If somebody gets near you, use your melee smack.
Smack it.
If you have it.
I don't know who Brendan is, but I'm Stinkfist, and I'll be glad to take your advice.
Sorry, Stink. I was trying to be considerate and
He loves
look
the
at
name.
you as a human being and not just a stink
Human
fist.
being.
He's a human being of stinky fists.
All right, if it's past 8 o'clock at night, he is officially stink fist. There you go. Don't be
don't
scared of
give us
those
that,
buggers.
don't
Dregs and vandals ain't shit.
All right, so getting back into your Magic. So tell us a little more. Do you go to tournaments and stuff like that? I remember you telling me you were going to tournaments and
Yeah, I was
you were
at
trying to play
Grand Prix, New Jersey. It's one of the larger tournaments that they have. It was the largest Grand Prix, I believe, on record. It was about 4,000 or 5,000 registered people that were there, and then people that came for side events and stuff too. There was a few thousand people. There was packed.
It's a lot of
Packed out.
geeks.
Yeah, a lot.
Nothing like the con, though. Nothing like Comic-Con.
No,
right?
no, nothing like Comic-Con. But Comic-Con used to have tournaments at the Javits Center on the top during the convention, and you can go up there. You can enter. A lot of them were 8 people, and it's win a box. Whoever wins a box.
Wow.
So they would have stuff like that. They haven't done that in a while.
Right.
Wizard World sometimes does that, but New York Comic-Con hasn't done that in a few years, as far as I know.
Awesome. I know that a lot of the stores that wasn't in this area used the comic stores and stuff like that, Game Factory, those places. They always used to have tournaments.
Yeah,
in
going on in the
and
back.
stuff.
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh there.
At Game Factory.
Did you?
Yeah,
Really?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, we frequented that store a lot.
Yeah, man, statues, everything. The guy was a little bit of a D-bag to me because he didn't want to. He got upset one day because I asked him why he marked all his games up $5. And
He's why are you charging more?
Yeah, why you charge more than dude? One day we're not going to be here, man. Just pay it.
And now they're not here
And
today.
now you're not there.
Exactly. Sorry, man. You should have charged what everybody else was charging. Greedy bastard.
I play. I still play at a store up in Somerset. Can I have a shout out to him?
Go ahead.
At Target, the only game in town. There's a few Magic pros from there. Osip is from there. Patrick Sullivan, who's the commentator on Star City Games, is from there. They have board game nights, everything. That's the geek haven of game store. They don't have comics, but there's a comic shop down the road. But they have any game that you want, board game. They have miniatures like Warhammer, card games, and you can stay there till all hours of the night.
Now, I don't really know what games are popular anymore, board games I'm talking about. I know Risk is pretty big, right? People love Risk.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything. They have shelves full of games that you can just go and play with a bunch of people. They don't charge.
Oh, really?
You can just go hang out and just pick up games with just random people.
Tims, what's your favorite board game?
I I'd have to say, when I was little, I really liked Life. That was my favorite board game because I take the little cars and go.
And you run everybody else over.
That's it, man. I never played the game though. Actually,
especially those small children.
I would just take out the board and yeah, I know this is a different kind of board game. That's your generic family board game, but yeah, I never actually played it. I just like to take the little cars and go.
You're always a weird bird, Toombs.
Yeah.
What about you, James? What's your favorite board game?
Mousetrap.
Oh, I remember that one. That one didn't have a purpose either, really. You just set up the mousetrap, have the little dingies go, and then that was it.
You'd try to have the mouse get caught in it. That was the point of the game.
Was there a point? I just set it up. That's it.
Yeah. My favorite thing was assembling it, apart from when they didn't fit in the holes, and it was like, oh my god, this game was made to be put together.
Remember Operation? I think they still sell that. I'm not sure.
Of course they do. They have all different types of versions of Operation now. I hated Operation because I would always have the shaky hand, and he'd be like, "Bah!" Really? And my brother would be like, "You lose," and he'd punch me in the arm all the time.
Womp womp.
Yeah. So,
do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What's your favorite board game there?
Board game would have to probably be Risk.
Risk?
Yeah, Risk, or there's I don't know if you'd call it a board game, but there's like Star Wars Epic Duels.
Yes.
Came out when Attack of the Clones came out.
Yes.
And
I've seen it, yeah.
That game is worth $100.
Is it really?
Yeah. If you have it in good shape, you can get $100 for it, give or take. I do a lot of I go like to flea markets and stuff, and I like collect stuff, like anything nerdy and geek so kind of just figure out the prices from there.
Yeah, you're right on the bandwagon here. That's good.
I have a lot of different versions of Clue. I have a Harry Potter Clue. I have the old wooden box Clue. A bunch of Clues, but
I like Clue. But the only thing about Clue that I didn't like was all the.
Did it scare you,
Just
Mike?
no, the original, like the characters were just very blah.
I mean, didn't the game come out like 1960 something? Or
yeah. Did you see the movie?
There was a movie.
You never saw the movie?
No.
Wow,
With Tim
dude.
Curry?
Flagged.
What year did it come out?
1986, 85.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd was in it.
Great movie.
Wonderful flick.
Check it out, man.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah.
It's
How old are you again?
Yeah, it makes
25.
the game.
It's acceptable. I mean, he missed part of the 80s.
Part of the 80s, yeah.
I can still get into 80s bars. And when they have 80s night, I can still get in for free. And everybody else that I hang out with can't, so it's awesome.
One hand.
All right.
Goonies?
Yes.
Legend?
No.
Stand By Me?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Never Ending Story?
Yep.
All right, so he's got 4 out of the 5.
Never Ending Story 2.
No.
There's a 2.
That was
You
garbage.
said there was a 2?
That was
Everybody
garbage.
knows that there's a 2 and there's a 3.
2 was garbage.
2 was... the first one was the best, of course.
Oh, Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost
So,
Boys.
he's
All right.
got most of the...
Redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah, because James doesn't know any of those movies, right, James?
I know Goonies.
That's all that matters, bro.
That's all that matters.
As long as
You're
you know
okay
Goonies.
then. So, Mike, tell us some of your goals in life. Like, what are you trying to achieve with joining Geek Blast?
I want to retire at 30
Nice.
from my day job. And I want to do this just for the rest of my life and just have fun.
All right, that's a great goal, man.
I want to go to cons and stuff. I love the con scene. I love being involved with it.
Yeah.
Just watching it, going to New York Comic Con the first time in 2009, and then seeing how it evolved to today is amazing.
Leaps and bounds, yeah.
It really is a smorgasbord.
You're the first person to say that.
Yeah.
Everybody else says because my last name is French Italian, so and it was changed throughout history. So it was so everybody called me Borgnine, like Ernest Borgnine. So when I tried to do a podcast a long time ago, somebody was like, I couldn't think of a name for myself. So when I backyard wrestled, I was like Mike Styles, Mikey the Kid. You name it, I had a name. So I couldn't stick to one thing. So somebody's like, nobody can pronounce your last name because I didn't. So he's like, why don't you just use Borgnine and then do the number 9 and that's your thing. So I was like, go for it. And that's what I rolled with, and that's how it is.
Borgnine.
You're stamped, sir.
So it's like, and people are like, are you related to Ernest Borgnine? I'd be like, I wouldn't be here if I was because I'd have some money.
Yeah, true. 'Cause you'd be
I wouldn't be
bugging the
sitting
shit out of him.
Talking to you, buddy. All right, cool, man. Well, we'll be looking forward to hearing from you in the future as well. James, I think it's time to give a little talk on the comic section.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, yeah. And I'm hoping to last a lot longer than 4 minutes.
Wait. Brennan's driving me crazy. Hold on, real quick. Up, left,
Wait, can't
top,
we just say that's what she said?
top left, go to the sun thingy. Go to the sun. Click on the sun, and that's how you upgrade. Okay.
But it's
sorry.
hot on the sun.
there we go.
Okay, with comic books, I'll start off with the stuff I know about because, Spidey fan review man, kind of my thing. This week, The Amazing Spider-Man 11 came out. That is obviously tied in with the big Spider-Verse event, in which Peter bumps into the Otto Octavius version of himself.
What does he do?
He bumps into the version of himself as Otto Octavius as himself from the Superior Spider-Man series, and they hash it out and have a pretty good fisty fight. I'd definitely check that out.
Okay.
What's the difference between a fisty fight and a fist fight?
A fisty fight sounds more childish.
What's a fisticuffs?
Fisticuffs, eh? It's a lot more
Stop or I'll
stereotypical.
bump you.
Do you have to wear cufflinks?
Yeah. No, you know those cones they put around dogs' heads?
Yes.
It's like those on your wrists.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And then to jump over to the DC side of things, Scott Snyder and Frank Miller are to co-write The Dark Knight 3, possibly. That is a very interesting piece of news I have read.
Cool.
Just there.
I find it intriguing.
Do you find it intriguing?
I do, sir.
I indeed. And also, Peggy Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and some other titles have been released this week. Captain America, Peggy Carter.
What is
and
the
then,
deal with Agent Carter?
I'm
think
pretty
it's a
sure
miniseries.
from the comic books, I know nothing, but from the movies, I just know that she was, his squeezing Captain America, and since the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, they've kind of wanted to bump off her own series set during the, aftermath of the Second World War.
Right.
Oh.
And I think the way that the show is going to roll is she's like part starter of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Stark's father. Howard Stark. And I think they hit skins or something. I'm
and
not
you
sure.
get to meet the Jarvis the person.
Jarvis the person. You're right. Yes.
Yeah. Also,
who
in
eventually
comics,
the voice I think is going to become Vision.
yes,
in
he
a
is.
movie.
I read an interview with him, and apparently, what used to happen was he wouldn't get the whole script. They'd just give him like his lines, and about 4 weeks or so before the movie was due to come out, he'd just go in a sound booth, say his lines, and that was him done. He's never actually watched the Avengers or Iron Man. Yeah. So now he's a lot more involved. Obviously, be a lot happier
I would
these
hope
days.
so. I would hope so.
Also, Magneto confronts Cyclops in the first look at the Uncanny X-Men 29. That'll be happening.
And what does he say to him? Do you know?
No, I do not have that issue.
I love
I'm reading titles off here. You said to get news. I brought news. I have. It's a skim of news, but it's news.
It's all right.
Much better than last time. The Hulk puts down everybody in the new preview of the Hulk 9.
I think you're turning Jabba on. Keep going.
Oh yeah. Thor's defeated. Iron Man's armor is shattered, and Thing's head is detached.
Thing's head is detached.
Why does he get beheaded? What happened there?
Well, he didn't get beheaded; he got detached.
All right.
Different.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
But he's
he
still
could-
alive?
Yeah, he's made of rock, so I'd assume you could just put it back together and it'd be like clay.
Yeah, but I always thought there was something
add
underneath
water?
that rock. Like,
just add water.
Grow your own thing.
You're turning Jabba on with that comment. I don't know. Oh, here he comes.
I figured the Thing had some kind of spinal thing going on under there. It wasn't just rock. Like he had some
Yeah.
kind of meatloaf in there.
Yeah,
know?
did you know, a few years
Meat
back,
sack.
Stanley actually confirmed that Thing's manly parts did actually,
Turn to rock.
yeah. So he's like permanently erect.
Wow.
Really?
All systems go.
Doesn't everybody want that?
I don't want to. No way, bro.
That would hurt.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You walk around with
You
a
wouldn't
boner
wear
all day.
pants.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, true.
You know,
That would hurt.
Stinkfist would like that, probably.
It
I'm not sure.
would
but-
chafe, right? I
Well,
mean,
you'd have to go commando all the time. You'd have to wear a little
And on
band-aid.
top of that, you bump into something, you rip your pants, and boom, you're all out, showing to the world.
You'd have to have a powerful thing like.
what's it, guys?
Yeah.
The Fantastic Foursome.
It's fun.
Hey,
Yeah, like we haven't heard that one before. Thanks, James.
Okay, Guardians 3000 issue 3. A preview teases a new Nova. I've actually seen a funny image of this. It's Spider-Man interacting with the new Nova, and he says the last guy who wore that helmet was called Richard Rider. There's a joke in there, but you're probably too young to get it. Dick Rider.
Yeah, that was like so 1980.
Hey, it's comic news.
It's good. And you're out of time, my friend.
Really?
But, really?
I mean, done.
Wait, what do you got more? Tell me.
Yeah, I've got my own stuff now. That's the news done.
Oh.
My own stuff. My favorite comic this week has definitely been Spider-Verse. Well, Spider-Verse 1. My favorite one for a while. I'm absolutely loving the art style from... Trying to remember. I'm loving the art style from... Oh my god, I forgot his name. Jesus. Oh
You
well.
have to write these things down, James.
I know. Either way, I'm loving the new art style. I'm loving the ink work. I'm loving the artwork, and it's fantastic. I prefer it to Ramos's in Superior, just because it feels more... I don't know, it feels more Spider-Man now.
Feels more real?
Yeah, it feels more homey.
Gotcha. Well, that's good.
It's nice.
That's very warm and fuzzy.
James, is there any little cottages around you?
I really don't want to answer that.
Oh, come on, please.
There's about 5.
Really?
Yeah, thatched roofs and all.
I want a little cottage.
You know, thatched roof, big, blocky clay, not clay, like, really badly done clay windowsills. You know, the stereotypical white windows with a pie on the shelf.
Huh.
As you walk past, the smell wafts.
Oh, that's great. People actually do that?
No.
No? If I come to England, can you bring me to a cottage?
I will, but in England we are not friendly, and we would probably get, kicked off their property for, staring in awe at their cottage.
You don't think the English will like me?
I don't know. It depends. If you know.
What if I'm like, my name is Mr. Tomes?
Tomes.
Yeah, instead of Tombs, I go Tomes.
My name is Mr. Tomes, and I'm batshit crazy.
My name is Mr. Tomes.
Tomes, Jared Tomes. No.
Big-eyed. I know the Tomeses.
Yes, you live up there, yes? Huh? No, I don't think they would appreciate that.
Oh.
You could stand at their window and just do this all day. I think they'll open arms welcome you into their home.
Yeah. So to finish up on my comic bit, I'm absolutely loving Spider-Man at the moment. His comic world is really taking off with Spider-Verse, and I'm basically going to bury myself in the crevices of Spider-Man.
He did
the
it.
Next
Ding.
month.
Ding, you used the word crevice.
Crevice of the day.
That's the word of the week.
Oh, I'm sorry, crevice of the week. Yeah.
As far as I can remember, crevice has been the word ever since I started on this show.
You're right.
much.
You're right.
I think M2 wants something a little bit more intelligent instead of this kind of conversation.
Do you? M2?
Get in your corner. Back to your corner,
You're turning
man.
on Jabba there, Stinkfist. Keep talking. All right. Well, I think it's about time for our movie quote. Hopefully we were having Danny call in, but I think he's running kind of late, so
Yeah, I don't know this quote. I'm sad.
it's okay. It's quite all right. So we have a theme that we go on every month for our movie quote. Give us a call in 201-580-3712 to win yourself a T-shirt from the Jedi Knight Academy. There was a specific one that Danny told me. It was like a Sith or Jedi one. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. I apologize. But we're also offering, courtesy of Corrosive Radio, the original NES Goonies 2. Now, we've been trying to give this thing away for some time now. And
Probably
it's a
because
doubleheader.
you go to eBay, you get it for 99 cents.
But you win it here for free.
Yeah, it's really not all that rare. Sorry.
But
I'll tell you what.
Thought it was when I bought it.
If somebody calls in and wins it, I will grab a rare exclusive NES game out of my attic.
whoa.
I won't tell you what it is, but it will go in
It'll
the
be a
package.
surprise.
It'll go in the package.
Can I have a Black Lotus?
I don't know if I have that, sir. I don't know. I have a pendulum of... I don't know.
All kinds of different swag.
Yeah.
But so the theme for this month is going to be, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me here, but in lieu of the holiday season, it is Christmas, and surprisingly, James celebrates Christmas also over there in the UK.
Except in Britain, it's different because on Christmas Day, what we actually do is we actually go out, catch our food, we get the guns out, we ride the horses, we get the foxes, we shoot the turkeys, and it's wonderful. I mean, it's fantastic.
And you have like an overabundance of woods to do this in?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how it happens. As soon as you go into a woods, it doesn't end until you catch what you're...
Really?
The broken
Yeah.
So you just frolic into the woods like in your pajamas.
Yeah. And
On Christmas Day.
Yeah, and like if you trip over, somehow you end up in full hunting gear.
And you chap your nipples.
You can't win you don't win a marathon without putting a few band-aids on your nipples.
So going on with the theme for the month, it's going to be cartoon, because we're a bunch of geeks and we all love cartoons. Cartoon Christmas movies. All right?
That actually make me think.
Yeah. So
Charlie Brown Christmas?
So here, that's a movie. That's a cartoon.
Garfield Christmas?
So anyway, let's play the clip for you guys. 201-580-3712. You give us a call, win the swag, and here's your clip.
How would you like to be a spotted elephant? Or a choo-choo with square wheels on your caboose?
Or a water pistol that shoots jelly.
We're all misfits.
How would you like to be a bird that doesn't fly? I swim.
Or a cowboy who rides an ostrich.
Or a boat that can't stay afloat. We're all misfits.
Don't say anything, Toombs.
No, what the hell? I don't even know what the hell it is.
Toombs gave me away last week.
Tombs.
Yeah. Nobody was going to call in anyway. Oh, wait. Somebody did call in.
So,
Womp womp.
yeah, thanks for
Womp.
that, Toombs. So if you guys know the answer to this, it's a holiday Christmas movie.
Or holler, joller.
201-580-3712. Stink, do you know what it is? Stink, are you there?
No idea.
No idea? All right, so nobody knows what it is, and that's good.
You gave away like 5 minutes of the movie.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of a movie quote. If you're that good, you can win.
Yeah, it's like when people used to play like clips of a song and you had to guess what it was.
Yeah, let's name that movie.
It's always Crazy Train.
The song?
Always.
Why'd you give it away, man?
Always Crazy Train.
Mike.
No, that's not the name of this movie, so sorry, James.
Crazy Train's a song by Ozzy Osbourne.
He doesn't know anything about Ozzy.
Isn't Ozzy British?
Yeah, and I also know that he bit off a bat's head because he's awesome.
Hey, that was a fake.
Who cares?
With ketchup.
It was said later on, yes. Lots of ketchup.
I lost all respect for him.
And the thing was, it wasn't even Heinz, it was Hunt's.
Oh, even in England, even we use Heinz.
Oh, see that? See
An
that?
amazing thing.
That's the mightiness of the Heinz.
We have standards.
Yes, you do, sir. And I'm much
American
obliged to.
consumerism.
That's it. That's what America's based on, consumerism. That's
Yeah,
it.
we also have Twinkies here, and I cannot stand Twinkies.
Wait. James, tell us of a very delicious food that you have that we don't have and we probably don't know about.
Vegemite.
Something awesome.
Do you have black pudding?
Black pudding.
That
Yes.
sounds disgusting.
That does sound disgusting. What is it?
It's
I love pudding. I love pudding.
From what I'm going to tell you now, you'll think it's disgusting.
Okay, tell me.
It's
Caviar?
essentially pig's blood made into essentially a salami, and it tastes awesome.
A salami?
Yeah, essentially, because they get the hemoglobin from the blood, mix it into a powder of sorts, mix all the things in there, and it's black. That's what we call black pudding. And you grill it.
Gee, has it fully coagulated yet?
Yeah.
Gross.
Do you have Vegemite there?
I think we call it Marmite.
Marmite. Some of the differences between our cultures are so vast.
No, that's Australian, but I figure, you know.
I was expecting to hear something yummy, not blood and organs.
Okay, you want to hear something yummy?
Do you have
You
mac
see,
and cheese?
things that I think are tasty, you guys will just go, ew, no.
Well, that's the whole point here.
It can't be that different.
After this, I'm going to search British foods that you guys don't have, because I don't know what you don't have.
We have everything.
All right, it's not from America. It's made in England.
Now seems like a good time to do the a Pulp Fiction quote about the Royale cheeseburger.
That's not true. I went to Canada, French Canada, and I said, "Can I get a Royale with cheese?" And she looked at me like I had two heads.
Really?
Seriously?
It's like a
It's because you didn't say, "Can I have a Royale with cheese?"
She spoke French. She didn't speak English. She goes, "It's like le quartet," and however you say cheese in French. I was like, "That's not a Royale with cheese."
Fromage.
Fromage with cheese.
I was like, "That's not a Royale with cheese."
No,
So
fromage is cheese, Mike.
I know, but not in French Canada. I was like, "Can I get a Royale with
I meant other Mike.
That's okay.
This is going to get so confusing.
So
the point.
That's why we call him M2.
All right, so let's move it along here. Let's
stay on target.
So we have 201-580-3712. Give us a call. Guess this movie quote. Win some swag.
Swag.
Some swagalicious stuff. At this point in time, I want to get into the movie trailer, the Star Wars movie trailer, because I've seen two of them. The first one I saw like Thursday, and then the second one came out on that Friday. The first one was that
fan-made.
The fan-made trailer, which was pretty badass.
I thought it was better than the actual.
It was more revealing than the actual trailer, which that should be.
The actual trailer just showed some black dude in the desert or something.
I mean, I don't want to sound
shit.
I don't want to sound racist, but it seems like they're being a bit overly diverse with showing a black stormtrooper.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we got a black guy. Yeah, we do.
I mean,
but it's the only.
I'm pretty sure the original
black man.
stormtroopers were black as well.
But don't you think that he could have just stolen the outfit and put it on? Like
that's stereotypical.
That's the first thing that I
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I actually thought he may be a Jedi dressed up as a stormtrooper.
Like Han and Luke put them on in episode 4, and I figured he did the same thing. I was like, oh, they're trying to be like episode 4.
Well, I heard a little rumor that he's a stormtrooper going rogue against the Empire. That's what that's something.
Aren't they clones anyway? So how could a clone?
They're not
rogue?
clones.
Well, no.
anymore.
After after the Clone Wars and Kamino was taken or destroyed, they stopped making clones and started recruiting actual people
because they couldn't make enough clones fast enough to
take over the
expand.
universe.
Yes.
But now that that's not canon anymore, who knows where they can go with this?
I think you overestimate their chances.
See, it's that
But that's what I was wondering. The black guy, I thought it was supposed to be all clones.
Well, we just
And you're saying
explained
Kamino was destroyed during the Clone Wars?
No,
so
it was destroyed after.
that afterwards,
But that's not canon anymore, according to the mythos.
the EU is gone.
Because those are written in Star Wars. They're legends now. So
Yeah.
Now, one huge thing that we are not going to have in these new movies is Master Yoda.
But he
There will
could
be no
be
Yoda.
Spirit, though.
What, Spirit Yoda running around? Yeah, that's true.
It could be
That's
a Spirit Yoda. And the first scene was very, Star Wars-esque because of Tatooine. I think it's Tatooine. It looks like the desert. But, I mean, as soon as he popped his head up and it was like, I thought Spaceballs right away.
Me too.
So I was like,
yeah, I wasn't thinking Star Wars. I was thinking Spaceballs. Me too, exactly.
Comb the desert.
Yeah.
Nothing over here, sir. He's got the little pick.
Yeah.
Use the Schwartz.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. So that's what I thought when I first saw it, and then it started getting into it a little deeper. The chick riding the speeder, that was a little glimpse. Still, I thought it was Tatooine.
Who do you think that chick is?
There's some rumors going around that it's Leia and Han's daughter.
Yeah.
Or Luke and Leia's mutated child.
Yeah, who knows? But
I hope so.
then, but they didn't show any of the original cast in this trailer.
Not a bit.
Well, didn't you hear? Don't you hear Harrison Ford when the Falcon goes over? Or no? Am I going crazy?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is that
rewatch
Ford's old voice over the whole thing you're talking about?
No. When when you see the Falcon at the end, don't you hear
It goes
Harrison Ford?
bam, and the Falcon
I
goes
broke
flying.
my leg.
Doesn't Harrison Ford say something? People are telling me they heard Harrison Ford, but I don't know if that's because I didn't hear it. So I
I
don't know
didn't
if I'm
hear
going
that.
crazy.
No, I watched it like 1,000,000 times,
All right, I got to slap somebody.
and I might be wrong. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I missed that part. There, it
I like
could
the
happen.
X-wings. Going
Short round. Give me a crutch.
The X-wing shot was pretty cool.
I
But
don't.
the one thing that I was I guess it could have been just the shot that they were shooting it from, but you didn't see any astromech droids in the X-Wing fighters. That's kind of stupid if they're going to do that.
I think it might have been the angle.
But I'm hoping it was just the angle that they shot the scene in.
Now, the fan-made video actually showed Luke, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it showed older version Luke with, like, the beard.
Exactly.
And,
how the hell did they get that footage?
I mean, anything can be photoshopped nowadays, bro.
You think that's just all bullshit footage?
But
I mean, they could have just taken photos and
off of Twitter, man. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit.
They did a really good job with it, though. That's the funny thing.
The trailer was really good, the fan-made one.
Yeah, that's
that
what
was
I'm
really
saying.
cool.
It looked legit. You know, like the footage looked legit. That's why it was...
Well, they quoted the international edition.
Yeah.
So...
And then they had the Dark Trooper in that
was
one.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really
badass.
sweet.
Hell yeah.
It was like a stormtrooper. It's like with a Cylon and made a baby thing.
Stormtrooper got dirty.
Dirty little stormtrooper. We're turning Jabba on. Bushuda.
Bruschetta?
Bushuda. I don't even know what he's saying.
Jabba don't like bruschetta.
I wish I could speak
Jabba?
Hut language.
I got a Klingon dictionary. Wrong movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got one at a flea market for $3.
It's star something. It's fine.
And then the final scene. No, not the final scene. The one scene with it's a Sith Lord with the the new and improved lightsaber that they have with the hilt with the extra 2 sabers coming out, the little wee-wees. And
the little guards, the little guard.
Broadsword.
They were talking about like that guy being an Inquisitor.
I don't think so.
So I mean that was just a buzz on the web.
So Mike's, both of you, do you have a problem with the new lightsaber or no?
I like it.
No, I think it's pretty cool, and I don't know if anybody's been on Facebook and seen that meme of like the new lightsaber and then like the most improved lightsaber, and it's got all these like crazy things. One's like a tennis racket. All these crazy like looking lightsabers, but no, I think it looks cool.
I mean, if you think about it, it'll actually protect his hand. You know, those little spokes coming out, they should protect his hand. Or he'll burn himself on it, one or the other.
I heard 2 things that it could be. Because there's 2 pieces of metal.
Right.
And then they come out, either the lightsaber's more powerful, and their exhaust, like it's an exhaust, so that releases the excess energy.
Oh, so there's actually a scientific explanation for this.
Or that they're, wherever the lightsaber crystal is in, it's part of a continuous beam. So because those are there, they act as kind of like you know how you can hit somebody with the hilt of a gun or the handle of a gun.
Yeah, pistol whip.
Kind of like the same thing. So that way, if you and I lock lightsabers, and almost like nose to nose, and they're like this, you can essentially cut their throat.
Right.
Kind of like
very cool.
A little slit action.
So
it's like he did it.
Kind of like trying to show some practicality to this thing.
It has its benefits.
I mean, it looks cool. But
it does. It does. First thing I thought was, does that have a purpose? But now that we dig into it a little bit, it does. It has.
Have you seen the other image where instead of the spokes being out in a T shape, someone has edited it so it's in a V shape? Like the one on the right points up to the left, the one on the left points off to the right, and to make it look more like a broadsword rather than a different sort of sword.
That would be cool.
It's
that's the one that they're showing is a long sword.
Yeah,
from what I understand.
But I
broadswords and long swords I got marbles in my mouth.
That's all, folks.
Long swords and broadswords get along really well.
Do they?
I really like how the internet kind of blew up about a fake laser sword that doesn't exist in a world that is real, and people took it to heart like it was
I was just going to actually touch on that I seen this article about a real life lightsaber, and the only thing that they were missing was the crystal. Did you hear that?
They kind of had the prototype thing going.
Yeah. But so the only thing they're missing is the crystal to give it that energy and take that energy out of it. But I have actually a pamphlet when I was younger of how to build a lightsaber. But when I
remember that in high school.
Yeah, and when I
didn't get very far.
No, and I tried applying it, and it just the science was so off.
Yeah. He really needed a welder, somebody who worked with metals, a blacksmith or whatever, because we didn't have those capabilities.
Not at all.
No, sir.
Just tinfoil and bubble wrap.
I mean, we had some door hinges, a couple screws. I mean, there wasn't much, you know.
Back in the 80s? No. Moving along here, we have the last scene that I want to talk about is of course, the Millennium Falcon shooting out with the Star Wars music we all know and love. What do you guys think about the Falcon? I mean, that
looked all right. It had a couple little things added to it. Yeah, upgrades.
You know, I was
something felt off to me.
Yeah, I kind of felt off a little too, and that's why I bring it up. I mean, you know, the TIE fighters looked cool. You know, that was all fun, and you know,
it looked a little too CG-ish to me.
It was all very CG, but also you got to remember now when Abrams redid Star Trek, you know, it kind of reminded me of Star Trek. That whole scene, you know what I'm saying? Like where I think it was the Enterprise just falling out of the sky,
right,
or something like that, and. It just the whole scene and the whole feel of it was
Felt
very
Abrams.
Star Trek-y also. But I guess we're going to get that because it's Abrams. You know what I mean? He already did Star Trek.
They were good.
I liked them. I liked them. I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I love it. I'll blast all over it. But you know, Star Trek, I never really could get into. I liked watching. Which one was it? Not the original, but Next Generation. I liked watching that one. And then I didn't watch it again because then they came out with like all these other spin-offs, Deep Space Nine,
Enterprise.
Yeah, whatever other ones. I never even watched the first episode of Enterprise because that was like a prequel to the movie, wasn't it, or something like that?
It was a prequel to the original series.
To the original series?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I just feel like what we're going to see from now on is going to be like an intermingling vision.
Only in episode 7 because he's not directing episode 8.
Really?
Yeah, somebody else.
Who?
I don't know. I think it's the guy who did Godzilla, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Gareth Edwards.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. That's weird. That's really random.
Right? Yeah.
Can I read a quote from Bernie Burns of Rooster Teeth? This is the one that I found hilarious on the internet. It's hey guys, there's a new feature on the made-up laser sword that might not be realistically functional. And that was in response to everybody freaking out about the lightsaber. I had to find it. It was bothering me.
But yeah, I mean, the whole scene itself was pretty cool. You know, like, and then and flying through there, and then, you know, it just cuts out. So, I mean, that whole scene was pretty cool. I'm anticipating the full-length trailer, which will be about 3 minutes.
Age of Ultron, they said that it will be...
That's when it's going to play, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In the release of that.
Most of those movies that weekend, I think, they're going to play it in.
I think anything that Disney owns.
Or that, too. Yeah.
Because I don't know if they'll put
You mean every movie?
I read that they're going to put it right in front of right before Age of Ultron, so because that's what everybody's going to go see. So everybody's going to see this trailer.
Right.
So they're going to go like to the Frozen sequel and just be blasted with Star Wars.
Yep. So all those little girls can be like,
I don't have to like Frozen anymore because I'm a girl and I'm independent. Yay! I don't want to be bad, but there's a lot of that going around in where I live. Everyone's like, "Oh, girls shouldn't have to only have girl toys," sort of stuff.
I actually agree with that. I mean, I like think Ninja Turtles is a multi-sexual. No, what is it? A unisex toy. Multi-sexual? What the hell?
Unisex toy. What are these turtles doing? Like, heroes
I don't know what you guys
shell.
do with your turtles, but Leo,
where's Jabba?
No Jabba, no more Jabba. Jabba's playing.
Jabba's getting turned on.
No, man, they already went 3 times. Dale. Okay, bye.
Sorry, Jabba.
Peace, Jabba.
So,
peace.
To get it in a little bit right now, I just want to get into a little bit of science talk, space science talk. You're bored, Jared, I know.
I'm not bored.
But we had this shuttle lift off of Orion.
The Orion spacecraft, which is going to replace the Apollo spacecraft by NASA. It did its test launch today, and it just successfully landed into the water, into the ocean. It will be the first spacecraft to take a man to Mars in 2030.
Right, and you were telling me just before that you actually signed up for this?
Yeah, so there was a private company, I guess.
Yeah, because everything's privatized.
Private
now.
organization that wanted to send a couple, a man and a woman, preferably married couple.
Just a couple, that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they sent a man or woman. They wanted to send two people that were in a relationship because they figured if you're going to be in space for 6 to 9 months, then you got to be with somebody who you're not going to, kill each other. But I guess they didn't think that far ahead, and realized that married couples been together alone for 9 months.
They'd be having a lot of sex in zero gravity, that's for sure.
I think that's one of the experiments. But yeah, you were able to sign up, and I think 100,000 people or 100,000 couples signed up. I don't know where that went from there on out, but I signed up, and then I asked the missus. I said, "Do you want to do it?" And she said, "No." I was like, "I'll go by myself." And they said that it could potentially be a one-way trip. Like you might not come back.
There's no return.
So that's fine.
So that's fine.
I'll make history. I'll be the first person on Mars.
I'd be down.
Sorry, we could do a by satellite interview with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Geek Blast Mars edition.
And I'd go find the aliens.
See, that reminds me of a Rooster Teeth sketch where Gus went to Mars and just didn't talk to anyone else with him out of spite. Like, he just sat on Mars, he drew a line down the center of Mars and went, "You stay on that side, I stay on this side," and just sat there not talking to anyone.
Wow. Yeah. But I think the whole thing is like super cool. Like, I'm a huge space dork. Obviously, I like Star Wars, and as Stinkfist tells everybody, I want Star Wars to be real, which is true. Who doesn't? Really? Come on.
Maybe it already was real.
The British are trying to send a man to the moon. I read
it's not going to work.
Between 2018 and 2028. I think it's 2018, but they want to send him soon.
Well, I thought that this mission was to test out things, and they're going to be putting like some kind of spacecraft together in space. Like, they're going to shoot up a bunch of parts up there, and then that's going to be the craft that takes people to Mars.
That could be. I think this.
I know I read that.
This was
something like that.
The capsule that holds the astronauts,
right?
And they tested to see how it would work with entry and re-entry.
And I think this capsule was the one that won the X Prize.
That I don't know,
if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but
I know Richard Branson's trying really, really hard to get people into space.
After that test launch, I don't think anyone's going to be doing
I'd
anything.
do it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, I would do it.
Really? With a chance to just blow up on the pad?
Yeah.
Team America, baby.
I watched that today, no.
Did you enjoy it?
AJ.
Now just touch it.
I think that song
I'm just
should be
kidding.
our new national anthem.
What, AJJ's or America Fuck Yeah?
America Fuck Yeah. And then you just play it right at the Olympics, and then, every other country would just be like, well, here's the gold.
Yeah.
They just blow up the Olympics. So it's okay, we got the terrorists. Just like craters everywhere.
All right, well, let's move it along here to Toombs' game reviews. What do you got for us, Toomsy?
I'm just watching Brendan play Destiny here. He's driving me crazy. I wish I could, help him
Take it
out
off
here.
him and do it.
Tell him what to do.
First time, Toombs. Be gentle with me.
I know. You got one shot off on that walker there. I saw that.
Do you hate it?
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that was a public event.
Oh, yeah, they throw them at you here and there. But you're in patrol mode, basically, where you just walk the lands and take different little missions and upgrade your crap. So it's not like the full. You're not following the actual story right now. It's.
Well, I'm in Geek Blast mode. That's what I'm in.
Are you? All right. That's the way to be, brother.
He's blasting all over the game.
Oh, grab
But
that orb.
Here's if you guys are on Twitch, go to Twitch, subscribe to our Twitch account, watch us play games upon games, whatever Twitch allows us to play, because there are some things we cannot play.
Really?
That's what. That's the rule, baby.
Really.
But yeah, go to our Twitch account and just type in Geek Blast, subscribe, watch. We're going to be there for a long time coming.
So when I get home, I'm going to try to put on some explicit games and see what happens.
It'll probably say this game is not compatible.
Try anything with Nintendo and go from there.
So, what do you got review for us this week, Toops?
What do I got? What do I got going on, man? I don't actually have any reviews, but a couple games did come out. Mm-hmm. One is The Crew, which I'm really not all that interested in because I've kind of, lost my way with racing games. But this one is a little bit different. It takes place across the whole U.S., and it's basically, revolves around underground racing. So, you'll go against other gangs, you'll create gangs, you know what I mean, and basically do the whole Fast and the Furious thing, I believe. It's got mediocre reviews from what I saw, mostly kind of 6 to 7s, across the board. I don't know. I probably won't play it unless, it's deeply reduced, you know what I mean, price-wise, and, maybe a couple months down the line. Usually, when mediocre reviews happen, a cheaper game follows, so I'll look forward in a couple months and maybe give an official review on it. Also, the Game of Thrones Episode 1 was released, and from...
Fire and Ice, right?
Yeah, Ice and
Fire or something?
Iron and Ice.
Iron and Ice.
Iron from Ice.
So, from what I'm hearing is, Michael, you could have gotten it for free.
Yeah.
What the frick, man? What happened?
It's all communication, my friend.
So Michael has a special bond going on with Telltale Games, and they give him all this swag for free, and he didn't grab this particular swag.
You're mistaken. I get these things through Brigade Marketing.
So Stinkfist gets these games through Brigade Marketing?
Brigade Marketing, correct.
And what is that?
It's the marketing firm that all of these gaming companies use, and also a lot of movie studios use. And you could have got Borderlands, the first episode, and Game of Thrones, the first episode.
Now, is it too late? Can we be tardy?
I'm sure we can be
tardy to the party.
There's no point. They were meant to be given out for review purposes.
Right.
So if you get one, they expect you to review it. Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Oh.
No, I'll review it. I mean, I'd give a review on it anyway if I was to play it, right? So...
They probably want a typed review.
Do they? They want actual work done?
Dragon speak.
Yeah. So anyway, the first episode, I believe, is a couple hours long, and there is actually a major decision to be made within the first 10 minutes that has you feeling all weak on your knees through the 2-hour gameplay, supposedly. I don't know what it is, but I heard some people were crying, some people were taking it very seriously. I don't know. Do you have any info on that, James?
Yes, I've been watching a playthrough by a guy called Dukem Nukem, and the decision is pretty. It's a pretty gory one.
Is it? What actually happens? Might as well spoil it.
Your fellow squire you get ambushed, and you're with your fellow squire, and your option is warn him, run, or jump and save him. If you warn him, I don't know what happens. If you save him, that happens. But if you just run away...
Do you know anything?
On the second option they give you, if you run away, he just gets stabbed through the head.
So this Duke Nukem man's a very cruel boy.
Damn you,
Duke. No, because...
Very bad.
It's actually like how he has to do it. Like, each decision... From what I've gathered from him so far, he's done a playthrough where he's done his main decisions, and he's done like what happens if you do other alternate decisions.
Right.
And it says ultimately what happens is your decisions don't have that much impact on the outcome of the game. It's kind of set that way.
Really? I thought it did, and that's why it was such a big deal.
As in, it's only very slightly in difference.
And
you don't stick with one character. You jump around from character to character. Like, 1 minute you're a squire, the next minute you're bloody hell. Yeah, Princess Marjorie's maid. Next minute you're this 12-year-old lord. The story likes to jump around.
Breaks up a lot.
I'd like to defend my honor for one moment, and just bring to the attention of. I got this email on the 1st of December. It is now the 5th, so they would have wanted us to do a review in that 4-day time period, which isn't unlikely, but.
Could have been possible, but...
Just didn't happen, so...
Yeah.
Defending my honor.
Someone didn't keep up on their emails. So anyway, but the reviews have been decent.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, Telltale usually does a good job. I played the Back to the Future games. I played The Walking Dead, first season, not the second season.
Wolf Among Us, right? They did that?
Yeah, that I might not touch.
I was going to say that the graphics for this are quite similar to
It's False Fable, the comic.
Yeah. I heard it was really good.
All right, so maybe I will check it out. But Telltale has a good. They have a good reputation. They're getting better as they make more and more games.
Well, that's what happens, though. I mean, the practice makes perfect, right?
Their budget started out very small.
Yeah.
Put it that way. When they were a smaller company, so it's getting bigger, and they're making better games. Period. But
bigger and better.
Yeah, I will check out Game of Thrones episode 1. I will hopefully have my own review on it by next episode.
I actually was watching some of the gameplay on Twitch because there's a couple guys on there that are doing it. But from what I saw, it was
very Walking Dead-esque. Where you're.
No, it was Game of Thrones, bro. That's what I.
No, I mean like the way it functions as a game. Where you talk to all the characters.
What I was watching, I think it was just like a cutscene, a couple of different cutscenes,
right?
And then. I don't know if, I never really got to gameplay.
Right.
But just the cutscenes themselves, were
well, that's
cool.
how their games are. They play out a lot in, story mode almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times gameplay is minimal, but still you have a lot of decisions to make and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was one of the other things I was seeing, during the monologue, or not monologue, but during the gameplay, it was just, a lot of you choosing what to say.
What happens next.
How dare you tell me I'm fat? It's like, oh, sir, I would never. There's option A, or yeah, you're a fat bastard. There's option B.
Right. They have that also. They have that kind of feature in BioWare's games, like Dragon Age, and Mass Effect also, and they have a lot of those.
I think it's a cool feature because it could determine the endings and it changes a lot of things, so your gameplay experience will be different every time you go through it.
Yeah,
as long as you choose different things.
As long as, there are games out there that do have, it affects the system, you know what I mean? But if James is saying, with Game of Thrones, it may not really affect the system, that's a little disappointing, but I'll let you know for sure when I actually play it.
Yeah. Well, it has to stick to what happens in the TV series and books. The TV series has overtaken the books.
Right.
And episode 1 is set during the 3rd season, during the Red Wedding.
Okay.
All right, and then interesting point of time for the show. Also, Tuesday, I must remind everybody, is once again DLC time for Destiny. Dark Below. Oh, come on, man. Come on. How come you didn't get back into it, man? You hit a 25 and then just pooped out.
Yeah, it's because A, I've been busy, and B, I don't really want to get the DLC considering how little I get as an Xbox user.
Isn't that a shame, man? It is a crying shame. Actually, you get one less strike, but the raids are worth it, man. Once you get to play that raid finally, James, you're going to be happy. Trust me. The raid is where is it? Not the James. The raid is where it's at.
The James is where it's at.
The James is where it's at, man. Everybody go hit James up.
Come to England.
But the DLC is called The Dark Below, revolves around the hive god Crota and his reign as a giant clitoris. And new strikes, gear, giant vulva, swallowing vulva, bus-like vulva. New strikes, gear, story missions, multiplayer content, and... yes, sir, a raid will all be available. No matchmaking still, unfortunately. It'll still be matchmaking through private use only, not actual matchmaking through the public, which is a shame. Fans are asking for it, but they're not getting it yet. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense. But...
I'll be the dumbass to ask.
What?
I'll be the to ask. What's the difference between private and public?
Public is it just matches you.
Wait, so is that why it takes so long to find people?
Yes, because it's finding people that meet your criteria.
Ah,
you know what I mean?
Well,
so
that's good, and it isn't.
Yeah, but it's for people who don't have 6 friends online at that time. It's a good thing for them. You know what I mean?
Friends.
Exactly. For Mike 2 here, who is a complete loser, he just doesn't have any friends on Xbox. But dude, I had to make I just randomly friended people, you know what I mean, to play the raid because I had nobody either.
All my friends from Gears of War 2 days, they're all gone. I had a lot of people
in dust, right?
I had a lot of people from Britain, and they just they left.
Carried on.
Yeah. The even worse thing is when you're not on there for ages, and then they change their name, and you're like, are you such and such? And it's like, oh, I've changed my name 3 times since then. Oh, okay.
So. Yes, Dark Below Tuesday. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll let you know how it is. My travel guide.
This is Doomsay's tantalizing, deep twisting travel guide.
If you're looking for something to play and you've played everything, I'd go back to 2001. Little developer called Remedy also developed that game that Brendan played recently with the flashlight. You burn off the blackness.
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake, yes.
Alan Wake. That wasn't 2001.
No. I'm talking about Remedy, the developers of that game.
Oh.
They developed the original Max Payne, and it was published by Rockstar. It wasn't developed by Rockstar. We played that.
Oh my god!
For probably
revolutionized gaming.
It did. The vibe it gave, the Valkyr drug that I've been taking ever since.
The slow motion.
Yeah, the slow motion, the bullet time effect. The first time it was in use, so it just wowed us.
So we were like, "You're in the Matrix, man."
Yes, even though at that time graphics
roll another.
It was heavily influenced by the Matrix, that bullet time effect, but just the vibe of the game. It was snowing the whole time, and the music and the environments. It probably wouldn't do that to me now if I was to put it on.
And it was gory too. I mean,
it was gory. Yeah, it was gory.
It was a good game.
But do you recall the cinematics in between the missions where it showed the comic strips?
Yeah. That was cool.
It was cool. It was different. I loved it. I mean, I'd love for them to actually come out with...
But they made that movie then, too.
Which didn't do it justice.
No, not at all.
It was a Mark Wahlberg flick.
It was okay.
It was okay. It was average.
There was a lot of game feel to the movie.
Right.
But
it was missing that deep, dark Drakkar Noir feel. that stinking Drakkar Noir. 1993, baby, represent. That and Cool Water. So, anyway, it had those cool comic-like panels that were in between. For the time, I think it was revolutionary, like Mike said, and I'd love for them to redo it and have that same feel to it. Because Max Payne 3 came out recently, and it just didn't do it.
No.
I think it had like a tropical setting. Where they got that from? It should have took place in New York with that deep, gritty, dark, gritty feel.
Yeah. I think the game itself is like one of the games in the forefront of that slow motion feature. Because after that game came out, every game after it was having that.
A lot of games
feature.
had it. Yeah, a lot of games.
So they were ahead of their time, I think.
Yes.
When they created the game, but also it was also that Matrix was just came out at that same time, or maybe the second one or something like that. I don't remember the actual years, but.
Right, it was 2001.
It was like,
2003.
We played that game to death, and for me, it was just like I wanted to do the slow motion thing like every single second I could get a chance to.
Do you remember how quickly we went through the second one?
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like that.
We blew through that thing.
When we went through, we took time on the first one, but the second one we were like, it was like nothing. It was like an expansion of the first.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh, it's over already.
But you could get it on PlayStation Network, Xbox, Media or whatever. If you want to download it, I'm sure it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's probably $10-15.
Probably, yeah, at the most.
That's what the cheapest ones are, like $14.99.
Or you could get it on Steam if you got Steam Box. The Steam Boxes, have been coming out, trickling out.
Steam Box.
Or you can go to your local flea market and get the Sun-Faded edition for $2.
Or you could get Toombs' Attic edition for $7,000. I need to make some dough here. It's for the desperate only.
So, Toombs, tell me about how's your staff's coming?
I'm working on a new one.
Yeah?
It's a little slow, but it's coming along. It'll be my first new staff in about 2 years.
I know. I'm excited to see what
before
it
I
looks
moved.
like.
I'll tell you right now, it has a hooking effect. On the top of the staff, it kind of hooks over and
what do
carries
they call
the
that?
stone.
There's a name for those type of staffs or canes. What are they called?
Scepter?
Not a scepter. Not a scepter.
It kind of has a scepter look to it.
But I want to say nook. I don't know why I want to say nook, but
it has a crevice look to it.
It's got a nook look.
You'll see. I'll post some pictures of them eventually.
So that's been your travel guide?
That's my travel guide, sir.
Right.
Play Max Payne.
I want to jump into some movies and TV stuff real fast.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
TV, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. Mid-season.
That was something else.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody's brains got blonded.
I don't really care. I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, then
She's hot,
you're assed out.
She was cute.
But I think it was a damn shame what happened to Beth.
Yeah, it was sad. I teared.
I don't know how, though, that she did, because she stabbed her in the neck, and then she managed to get her gun out of the holster and shoot her in the head.
I think
so quickly.
I think as she was going, she already had the gun out, man.
But then
that could be good. But it's really not easy to get a holster for a police officer. A cop holster is set such a way so that way if you're against the bad guy can't just pull the gun out of the holster. So when I went to police class, that's what first thing they said is like, it's not that easy as it looks in the show.
But I think she might have already had it out. You know what I mean?
She probably did. She probably had it.
She probably had it out already, and when she went to go, is boom done.
But you would think that Rick and Daryl would have had their aim set on her freaking forehead already. You know, just watching out for something like that. As soon as they saw Beth go,
But they say guns down, so
yeah, everybody had their guns down. Nobody was expecting anybody to shoot.
But I'm saying somebody should have had their freaking guard up. She had her gun up that quick. Nobody else could have got it up as fast. You know.
It sounds like a personal.
Come on, man,
problem.
Viagra, bitch.
Viagra, that shit.
But seriously, it was stupid for her to do that. It was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
She could have got out of there. Yeah. Maybe they could have planned something, came back for whoever wanted to get out. Nobody
but she
left
was done.
anyway.
But she was done. Like, she was done dealing with that tyrant. You know what I mean? Like, she was done with her.
But she asked for it, man.
I don't think Beth has ever killed anybody human in the show. So that would have been her first real human kill.
Did she ever kill
prison riot? Who did
she kill in the prison riot?
Wasn't it just random Woodbury citizens?
Maybe. Yeah, she may have killed random
No, I
Woodbury.
don't think she went. She was still in the prison.
Yeah, but she
was she taking care of Judith?
No. Those little girls were.
Okay, yeah, she was shooting the gun with Maggie.
Yeah, so
right.
She was had to.
So she probably killed humans.
But
yes.
I'm saying, like, doing it up close and personal to shooting them from range, it's a lot different.
I mean, well, killing another human being is just, killing another.
I mean, when I do it, it's different. You know?
When I stab someone in the neck, it's a lot different than I'm shooting them from 40 yards back. You know,
it's a lot different. It's more personal.
A headshot,
you know?
It's a lot more personal. Yeah.
You can see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah,
right in front of them.
And when they twitch and crevice.
But I mean, so what do you think's going to happen now?
Toombs, I'm sorry to interrupt here.
Yeah.
When these guys in Destiny, when they jump like that and it looks like sparkles coming out from their bottom,
kill them.
Yeah.
No, they're players.
I know, shoot them.
Right.
I don't want to kill the fellow players.
You can't do it anyway, even if you tried.
No, but what is that? I mean, was that an upgrade?
You don't have that yet? Double tap X.
Oh.
Double tap X.
I don't have that yet.
Go press start, your options button or start button.
I can't. I'm in the middle of a battle.
No, you're not.
Yeah, look, no, I'm on a lag, bro.
5 second delay.
He was asking what console. They were either asking me what console I was playing on or what console you were talking about. The Max Payne.
All right, when you do get to press start, you should be able to go into where that glowing sun is. Hit everything that's upgradable, and one of those should be the double jump, where you get to fly through the air like that.
Okay, thank you. I'll let you get back to your show now. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks.
The Walking Dead. This whole Atlanta with the police officer scene was not in the comic books.
Right.
So I think they're trying to throw in filler so they can't go to I mean, spoiler alert, just to let you know. So they don't go to Washington, D.C. and see Negan right away. So
right, because he's like the next main serious villain.
Yeah, he's the next one.
Right.
And I think his arc should be a lot longer than the governor's, actually. But I think they want to do some filler in there. But I think they're going to make their way to Washington, D.C., and I think you're going to meet Jesus in the next half of the season, at the end. And he's going to explain everything about the Alexandria safe zone and what's going on in Washington, D.C.
I did hear a little bit of a little bit of good news that actually came out within the last few days. Well, good news to some people, I guess. But Daryl officially is not gay. It's come out. He's not gay. He's not a homosexual. But there will be a strong, relevant homosexual figure coming onto the show in the second half.
There is a character in the comics at the safe zone, a gay couple who play a prominent role in the comic book. Not like a major role, but a significant role.
There it is.
All right.
But Daryl himself is not gay for all the little ladies out there.
For all the homosexuals out there, I mean,
sorry, man.
If you're in the zombie apocalypse, make sure you get to that safe spot and you'll survive. Unless you're a badass dude. But otherwise, I think that the whole episode took a turn for the worst, really, right around the point where
they lost that guy.
Right at the end, right at the end when she was like, I want my guy back. You know what I mean? And we're like, well, that's not part of the deal, you know?
Yeah.
And right there, you knew something bad was going to happen.
Yep.
I mean,
I didn't think Beth was going to die.
No, I didn't think so
I
either.
thought there might have been just like a gun battle or something. Or I thought, to be quite honest with you, Rick hasn't lost his hand in the show.
Right.
And I thought that would have been the moment where his hand might have gotten shot or something like that, and that's when he would have lost his hand.
Right.
But I've heard, I haven't actually read it, that Robert Kirkman said that in real life, this wouldn't be practical to walk around with one hand and, be a badass like Rick.
They already did that with Merle, kind of, I can't see them really playing that card again.
So I think that's why they're not touching that with Rick. But that, for a moment, I was like, oh, are they going to really chop off his hand or something cool going to happen? But I didn't think Beth was going to die.
Kirkman said, and I saw this either on Talking After the Talking Dead or another interview. I don't remember exactly where, but it was, in the comic, he regretted taking off Rick's hand because then, if you notice, he had to have Carl there in every scene in the comic to help him with things. Like that was like one of his regrets. He said. So now that he's doing the show,
well, he didn't have to do that. I mean, if you looked at Merle,
once you chop someone's hand off, you can't.
Look at Merle had a blade.
Jamie Lance.
And he was still a loner, still kicking ass.
That's because Merle's a bad son boss, but But either way, it's. I think it was a good episode.
I knew they were going to kill somebody.
Yeah, they had to kill somebody.
You know when Walking Dead just gets to that point. Yeah, they get to that point where we got to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Last season it was Herschel. This season it's Beth.
Well, it's only Beth this first half season, so we'll see who's next to
I don't think they'll kill anybody else major.
They got to kill somebody, Bow.
Somebody major? Out of Glenn, Maggie, Rick, Carl.
They got to kill an original.
Carol.
No, I don't think so.
Beth's it for the season, I think.
I think it's just Beth, primarily. I think something might happen to somebody else, like they might get hurt.
Messed up. Right.
Yeah, something like that. But I don't think...
I think Maggie's going to die.
No, I don't think so.
She's so hot.
She's the last one. She's the last one.
Super popular. I don't think they're going to kill popular.
And they're not going to kill Daryl, Maggie. I mean, Carl.
Spare no lives in Apocalypse.
Carl.
Carl in his damn hat.
Carl needs to die.
A
lot of people feel that way.
They need to.
Did you see the bad lip reading with Carl rapping?
No, that sounds hilarious. I think they might need to do another time jump because he's at that age where he's going to start changing. Yeah. And his voice is going to change a lot, and it's going to.
Yeah, it is.
Like, oh. It's going to change to the point where you're going to be like, hey, a couple 2 months ago you were like 11, now you're like 14. What happened? You got a little mustache going on there, bud.
Yeah, man, mustachio.
I don't like Carl as a character. They should probably just...
Chandler Riggs is a cool guy.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of interviews with him. He's okay. I mean, he's still a young guy.
I met him. We talked about Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was pretty cool. He was like, I like the fans. He likes the attention, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, you met him and he talked about Hunger Games.
He was reading it. Well, he was with his dad. He was with his dad, and it was at Monster Mania. And I got there really, really early, and he was just setting up, and his dad was talking to the handler, and he was just sitting there reading Hunger Games, and he had the book, so I was talking about it because I just finished it, and we were just chatting about it and what he likes about it.
Interesting. How long ago was this?
2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Cool, well, this not this weekend, but next weekend is the Walker Stalker Con.
Can't wait.
And Geek Blast will be there. I haven't heard anything back on interviews just yet, but I put an interview for Michael Rooker.
I got my autograph tickets already. I mean, my photo op tickets.
Oh, you did?
For Chad Coleman, who plays Tyrese.
Right.
And David Morrissey, who plays the governor.
Yeah, we put in for an interview for him.
I can't.
Andrea and Lori. And you can only put in interviews for dead people. Rick's wife.
Lori?
You have to ask her about Dumb and Dumber.
Sarah Wayne Callis.
Yes, that's her. Yes, Sarah Wayne Callis.
What about Lori Holden?
Who plays
that's Andrea.
Yeah. You put in one for her.
Yeah, we put in for her too. So
we'll get something back.
Yeah, hopefully we get something back on.
How long ago did you do it?
I was on top of that. Don't worry.
Were you? How long ago was it? Just out of curiosity.
I want to say like the beginning of last month.
And nobody got back to you?
Not yet.
I have a theory that I need to prove at Walker Stalker Con that Chad Coleman talks in the third person.
Okay.
At the Comic-Con panel, whenever he referenced anything, he said Chad Coleman, and then he kept talking. Instead of saying I, he said Chad Coleman. He never said I.
Chad Coleman says.
And I don't know why he did that unless he talks in the third person, and I need to find out.
Verify
unless he's like a complete egomaniac.
It'd be great to have him on the show so he could start talking in the third person.
Which one's Chad Coleman?
Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese.
In the comic, he was a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. And him and Rick had a conversation how Rick's a Raiders fan, but they never addressed that in the show. And that's one thing I would ask Robert Kirkman if I could.
Oh, that's right. You're a Raiders fan, aren't you?
No, Patriots fan.
Oh, that's right. You're a Patriots fan.
Tom Brady's my hero.
All right, so
Constantine.
Have you watched it?
I have.
Yeah, I've been following it since the beginning.
What do you think, James? It may not make a second season from what they're saying.
I know. I've been tweeting out hashtag save Constantine as much as I can.
Hashtag let
I
it
haven't
die.
watched it. I haven't watched it.
Bad.
It's decent. I mean, it's.
I like
should
it.
be
I
on
mean,
AMC. It should be on HBO. It should not be on Channel 4. NBC. It should not be on NBC basic broadcast. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, let's put it this way. I only get it in England because Amazon Prime.
I think that's why it's failing, because it's on readily accessible. Like Walking Dead would never survive on that channel. But it survives on AMC because AMC, they could do more. And I think Constantine, with that character and that type of show, it would survive more on cable or on paid premium like HBO.
It needs
it's
that
just
darker,
like Firefly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It needs to be able to express itself,
or at
more
least
than
on
it does.
CW, because Supernatural has the same similar elements, and they're able to do some creepy things in that show.
Yeah.
And it's going on 10 seasons already. And but Constantine, NBC was not the channel to do it.
Well, speaking of the WB or Channel 11, CW, whatever, WB, I call it WB because that's what I grew up with.
With the dancing frog.
The dancing frog. But Arrow and Flash.
Highest rated Arrow episode ever.
They're now fighting each other.
Did you watch both of them?
I didn't watch any of them.
There was a special Flash one and a special Arrow
one. The first one was in Arrow, and then the second one was in Flash. And I only seen the fight scene.
It's actually a competition.
It's a competition?
Yeah, it kind of is. The Flash one came first, Mike.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that's how in order it goes. In Flash, they established the story for Arrow.
Oh, okay.
And they fight each other in Flash.
I'm still watching season 1 of Arrow. I'm really getting into it.
Still on one?
Well, I have it on Netflix, and I can only watch so much TV a day.
Peaks, it goes up, it dips a bit, and then it skyrockets.
I'm in a downward, kind of boring area, but
one of the best endings.
The first episode of Arrow was really awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Season two is phenomenal.
Yeah.
This season so far,
I'm like, eh.
Yeah, me too. I'm not getting that vibe that I got from the first couple.
I didn't get to season 2, like, I gotta binge watch this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
They still got a lot of time. 23 episodes usually in that show, So.
I think they'll do well. Stephen Amell is great, and now they're doing Laurel as. Never mind, I'm not gonna tell you.
Canary.
Yep.
Yeah, she's the canary. She will be the canary, but so that's how it is in the comics. So hopefully that will be good segue.
Have you found her irritating lately?
She's really annoying.
Really annoying, right?
Her voice or what?
Just her whole
character,
the way she is. Yeah, she's really annoying.
Yeah, it's just I was like, all right, enough already.
So she's not hot enough.
I want to be a superhero. It's kind of like that.
I don't think she's attractive. I mean, I think she's attractive. She's pretty, but I don't think she's drop dead gorgeous.
I think she used to be pretty. For some reason, as she's getting older, she looks a little weird.
The girl.
Supernatural days?
Supernaturally, she was really hot.
With the blonde hair, yeah.
But the girl who played her sister, she was hot. With the who played the first Black Canary.
You thought she was hot?
I thought she was gorgeous.
Oh God, no.
Those boobs, man.
Yeah, but she had that butt chin with the.
I love butt chins.
When she puts the little mask on, man.
Oh man.
And his sister's attractive too.
Mm-hmm.
His sister's cute. Yeah. She chopped her hair.
I like John Barrowman too. I want to see where they go with him.
He's cute too.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, well,
he'll do
moving on
fun
to
things with you in photo booth at conventions.
Moving on to some movies. I just heard and I just read that they wrapped up Superman, Batman. I'm actually anticipating. I can't wait to see Ben Affleck as Batman. After all the BS that's been going on, after who says he's going to be horrible, who says he's going to be good, I say give the guy a chance. We'll see what turns out. But
is he going to actually be Batman or that douche from Mallrats? Yeah. We'll see.
Well, he's a gray-haired Batman, which is more along the Dark Knight series.
There is a Robin,
and there is a Robin. They say now, Robin. But it's a girl, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a Robin, and an Aquaman, a Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman.
And are Flash and Arrow in it?
No. There's a Flash, but he's not played by the dude in the show.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah, he's played by Ari or AV something.
That's dumb.
It's Ari. Basically, DC turned around and gave CW the middle finger and went, "Yes, what? We're not including you in the TV show, even though you're building your own universe."
But Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, the new show, are going to be in the same universe.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But they won't have anything to do with the movies.
That's
So
stupid.
Marvel's just sitting there and be like,
shaking their heads like, you idiots.
I mean, DC, I think, is the best when it comes to superhero TV shows.
Right.
And
Marvel's got the movies.
Marvel's got the movies. Like, DC should dump all their money into the shows.
DC also has the animated movies, which are really good.
They do. They're very good. And Marvel doesn't. But Marvel's got the live action movies, which are phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But DC...
They're new to it. They're both new to it. If you look at it, Arrow is, third season? Flash is new. Gotham's new.
But DC's had, Superman shows in, like, the 80s and, in the 40s. And then
but
they had it in the 80s
They were
and the 90s.
hokey and, this is different. Like, I mean, for the time period now.
Smallville.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to go back to Constantine, Constantine is also DC, but it's given pretty much the graveyard showing, and it's going to fail. It's a fantastic show, and I've been loving it. I know it's based around where I live, but still, it's I'm loving it, and it's
I like
going
it
to
too,
get cancelled due to it.
I like it too. I don't love it, but I like it. And I'm what is it? 13 episodes? It's going to be 13. I believe it's going to be 13. It's going to be a standard length.
I think they're going to have the Firefly. It's going to have the Firefly syndrome afterwards, where people are going to try to bring it back. And same thing like Firefly, and it's just going to have that cult following.
Yeah.
Speaking of Firefly, they are making a Firefly PC game, and I've signed up for the beta.
Oh, cool.
Oh, good. Now, then you can review it.
Yeah, that's how it goes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Shane.
It's getting to be that time of the evening where we're going to do our Geekly Desires. So listen to this.
As the show winds down, now it's time for our Geekly Desires.
All right. So
every time.
you just a giggly son of a gun. So start off, James, since you're so happy.
Yeah. My Geekly Desire this week is a €2,400 Spider-Man suit made by Spider Anie, and it is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, and it is almost movie perfect. Like, so close. It's fantastic, and I really want it.
How much is it?
€2,400, which is...
Euros. I think it's years old.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Wow. Yeah, Spider-Man was with the, Romans. It's £1,900, which is approximately, I want to say, around $2,400, maybe?
Wait. Back up. You just said it was 2,000 some odd euros. Oh, you said pounds. I'm sorry. Okay, and then
£1,900, which is...
Confused me with all these...
2,200.
How many pesos is it, James?
How many pesos?
I would not want to count that. Ever.
All right, so that's cool. Borg9, what do you got?
Can I talk about one I got that I've wanted for a long time?
Whatever your Geekly Desire is, my friend.
I had it. Well, I got to figure out a new one, but I wanted to meet George R.R. Martin and get an autograph. And I got to do that a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And that was like a highlight of my geek desire, and it was fulfilled. Now I have a void that I can't
fulfill
yet. I don't know. Some celebrity has to go into that slot.
Yeah.
Stan Lee?
I met him twice. But, yeah.
Steve Amell?
Yeah, Steve Amell, too. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I meet a lot of them. I don't know. Robert Kirkman's up there now. I always miss him, and I would like to meet Robert Kirkman and get an autograph from him in person.
Be badass.
That'd be Robert Kirkman.
Badass, sure. So what is my Geekly Desire? I think it's pathetic enough, probably for this Dark Below content that's coming out on Tuesday. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I know Mike, too, hates Destiny, but I still am heavily addicted to it. No matter what game I purchase, I'm still going back to Destiny, so it must be something special.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Sounds wonderful.
I think my Geekly Desire, since we're going to the Walker Stalker Con, I really just want to meet Rick.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
Is he going?
Andrew Lincoln. They haven't confirmed it, but also Norman Reedus would be cool to meet. And talk to him.
I thought none of the live guys are going. Oh, it's going to be all.
No, they're going to be there. You just can't interview.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reedus is a cool guy.
Yeah. So one of those two guys is probably one of my top picks to meet and kind of chat with. So I'm going with the non-product Geekly Desire.
Maybe I'll be that solo guy that walks straight to Carol. Nobody's near Carol. I'll just go get my interview with Carol.
All right. Well, that concludes our Geekly Desires.
And this has been another installment of our Geekly Desires.
Hey, thanks for asking me.
Oh. We forgot about you over there in the corner. What's your Geekly Desire there, Stink?
Well, I don't really have a Geekly Desire, but I do want to give a shout out to somebody on Twitch, and that is Missy X.
Who is a guy?
It's Missy. It's MISZYX. Check her out on Twitch. That's all.
All right, cool. There's your Geekly Desire, Missy X. All right, cool. So, guys, that concludes the show for this evening. Make sure you tune in next week, same time, same channel, corrosiveradio.com. Make sure you check Burnt Film, 2 p.m. on Sundays. And check out our Facebook page, like us on Twitter, all that mumbo-jumbo. Just follow us, call in. Nobody won the prize tonight.
It's all
But,
right.
sometimes that's
Womp womp.
Womp.
Guys, we did have viewers on Twitch though tonight, and there were some people I couldn't tell if they were asking me questions or if they were commenting directly during Toombs's travel guide thing. But we're getting there.
All right, cool.
Oh,
Hey, thanks for listening. And we're going to leave you off with a bit of Max Payne song here.
Because it's beautiful.
Because that's what we do.
Like a flower in the summer. What a bummer. Wish I could talk to her.
I am a leaf on the wind.
All right. All right, well.
She said hi.
Geek Blast out.
Hey.
Peace.
At any time, we'll take your call. So let's get into the shout-outs. That's what I'm forgetting things.
Jesus, Michael.
So first off, we want to thank Mickey over to Batcave Comics. He's been a big proponent in a couple of things we're doing on the side in the background. So we got some things going on with him. If you guys are in need, check him out, thebatcavecomics.com. Also, check out our Facebook page. Rabbit is back on the Facebook page, so she's always a good laugh. She gives you a good laugh. Check out those. Then we have two other pages that we've always been running: the Nerd Cave and DC versus Marvel, which is basically like a mashup thing. If you have two characters from two different universes that you want to see fight, put them there, and we'll talk about them. So, other than that, I mean, our shout-outs are pretty much done. And, of course, we always shout out Corrosive Radio for letting us broadcast on their wonderful station, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pure music. And also you catch Burnt Films, 2 o'clock Sundays. Check them out. And so let's get into the... Mike, tell us about yourself, man. What's in your life?
25, Libra, long walks on the beach. Don't go in the water. So
you don't like sharks?
No. I saw one once about 25 feet away from me when I was 10 years old in Florida. I didn't go to the beach until I was about 18.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Traumatizing.
Traumatizing. All right, that's good. It's a good start.
Come to England. No sharks.
Yeah, but I got to cross an ocean full of them to get there. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
How many hours I put in that game, man?
Terrible game.
Terrible game.
Awful. It's
I
atrocious.
freaking love it.
And it's misleading.
Oh, no. I put about 100 hours into it, man.
Life is misleading.
Great marketing campaign. Misleading
I
game.
love the game. Love it. I mean, I know it fell short in some areas, but I mean, it's the most addicting thing I've played in probably 10 years.
Then why shouldn't I be playing it then?
You should play the full game. The demo, I mean, you probably breeze through in half an hour. You know, you really don't get it. You don't really get a taste of the game by playing the demo. I mean, you taste it by playing 40 hours. You know, then you understand what it is.
Get the full taste.
Yeah.
So it literally takes me 3 days to understand that this game is good.
Yes, about that.
All right.
Did you play the raid?
No.
Then you have no idea.
I mean, I played it at a friend's house, but I couldn't get through it. I thought I was playing Halo, but that's what the commercial told me. And I was not aware that I was playing like an MMO style shooter.
Halo. Yeah.
And I was all confused.
If you don't like upgrading and all that other stuff,
I do, but I'm all by myself tackling this giant monster dude, and this guy is running around the screen. I'm like, "Yo, bro, help me!" And I'm just there by myself. I'm like, "This game is ridiculously hard for no reason," and I just couldn't do it. I was like, "I'm returning this."
Oh, so that's why it sucked. Because you couldn't.
He had a bad experience.
No, because I got no friends on Xbox. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Help me. I'm just here trying to talk to strangers. This guy's from Britain. No offense, James. And he's like, he's like, sorry, mate. And I was like, all right, whatever, man. And I was like, we won the war both times. So, and then he goes off on his merry way and disappears. So I was like, I can't stake Destiny. I'm done.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have it on Xbox One, or I would hold your hand, my son. Hold your hand through the greatness of it all. Well, you got to play the raid to fully understand the game.
Yeah, it is a good game. I like it. So moving along here, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of tonight's show. We do shout-outs, which I'll get into in a minute. We're going to do an intro to... Say your nickname again, Mike?
The Borg 9.
Smorgasbord.
The Borg 9. The intro to
Does that have anything to do with Smorgasbord?
No. Just... I'll get into it.
Yeah, to let us know. So we're gonna spend a little time with Mike. He'll tell us about himself, and then we're gonna get into comic talk with James over there in the UK. Hopefully, he does give us a little more info than last week, James.
Mike, where'd your cat
I'm sorry.
go?
I hope I last longer this time.
I put that pussy in the closet.
Mike, where'd that cat go?
With Kevin Smith.
Yeah, with Kevin Smith.
He rusted my pen.
And then tonight, instead of doing some Star Wars lessons, I'm actually we're gonna talk about the Star Wars trailer. I don't know who's seen it, who hasn't.
I did.
I saw the actual official one. I thought the fan-made one was better than the official.
I thought so too. Yeah, but
you know what I was talking about afterwards,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So after we're going to talk about Star Wars a little bit, and then we're going to get into the movie quotes. I think Danny's going to call in from JKA. He's going to give us a little information what's going on in the Jedi Knight Academy world. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about some more space stuff. You guys probably got bored last time when I was talking about the the Rosetta. But there's some new things happening, so I want to talk about it.
Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. Then Toombs is going to jump into his travel guide and tell us some news and game reviews and what he does best. And then we're going to have our Geekly Desire. And everybody knows... Meow. Everybody knows that the Geekly Desire is just what a geek desires. Just tell us what you want. Yeah. If you guys want to call in and contribute, it's 201-580-3712 is the number to call in.
Wait, England doesn't have sharks?
No.
What do you have, sir? Octopuses?
Jellyfish.
Is it octopi?
You're a jelly.
Octopi?
I don't know.
Yep, it is octopi, but we just have jellyfish.
Just jellyfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mike, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're into? I know you're into Magic, right? You're into those card games.
I still got my original decks.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering actually following the World Championships right now in France. That's why I asked how far time zone-wise it was from you, James. So we've been watching that early in the morning, into that. Comics, man, sci-fi movies, TV shows.
Mike, I got to ask you real quick before I forget, because I'm going to definitely forget about it. The Magic the Gathering cards, the originals, are they worth anything?
How original are we talking about?
The originals that came out.
Was it 90s?
In 93?
Yeah, the first line. I have a great deal of those.
Anywhere from $10 to $5,000-$6,000.
What?
For one card.
Toombs, you might be sitting on a gold mine and you don't even know
If you have a Black Lotus with a black border, you're looking at, depending on the condition, close to $10,000.
Black Lotus with black border.
Yeah, if you have the white border one, it's about $2,000 to $3,000.
What?
If you have
I
any
gotta
of
see what I
the
got.
any of the lands, those are about $2,000, $3,000. If you have white border, they're a few $100, depending on which ones you have. Any of the Moxes, they're several $1,000s.
I think next week I'll bring my collection. And you should take a look at them and tell me if I got something.
Never told you how much they were worth.
I would have never thought, bro. God damn, I wish I didn't put them in that black garbage bag. I should have probably took care of them. I have some in plastic cards and covers and shit. They were worth something at the time when they came out, so... Hey.
Geek Blast, you better make way. Open up your ears and let the word spray. Hey, hey, did you hear the noise? Something just exploded as a mushroom, have you noticed? Geek Blast, clear out the pad. Gizmo's throwing caca and Chewbacca is a rat. Hey, what? Better call your dad. Something has been growing underneath the doormat. Geek Blast.
Welcome back, geeks, nerds, and dweebs alike. I'm Mike.
I'm Toombs.
And you're listening to Geek Blast on
Corrosive Radio.
And of course, we got James over in the UK.
Hello.
James, me lad.
James, me laddie. How you doing over there?
I'm fine.
Good. Tonight we got a special treat for you guys. We spoke to this gentleman right after the con, and well, we have Mike the Borg. Is that what you call yourself?
The Borg 9, yeah.
The Borg 9. Here tonight, and this is the gentleman that is going to have Kevin Smith do his wedding for him, and he's live tonight in studio. So we're doing a little trial run with Mike to see, if he could become one of the Geek Blast teammates. But
we locked Kevin Smith in the closet.
So we're going to be talking with Mike a little bit, so you guys can get to know him, and also we have Stinkfist is back on tonight doing a Twitch thing with what game was it again?
I'm doing Destiny, the trial run.
The trial.
Yeah.
So you're playing the demo of Destiny.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
Stop saying trial run. It's a demo.